Vote.
Love 15.
These who played with Roman Arnadio, and they made the semis of Monte Carlo actually all the way back in 2017. He's probably been floating around. I don't think he's probably in too many fans' consciousness, but he's from Monaco. He was formerly from France. He's been representing them now for 3 years in Davis Cup. But that was a good result getting through to the semis of Monte Carlo. He then went on to make the round of 16 in Wimbledon 2017 with Antonio Sancic, a Croatian. Got him in the world's top 100, and that's when he packed his bags on his singles career and took up the doubles journey.
Vote.
(30-15).
And what style of doubles would you say that the Australians have played in this tournament? Is it singles with a blend of doubles, or is it doubles with a bit of singles thrown in there?
Well, I think it's a lot of great returning to start with. So they both return the ball well. They're sharp, quick with their hands.
Let for service.
And that one went way up into about the 14th row. But you know, they're dangerous when they return, and they hit the ball hard and low. And a lot of these modern players, when they charge the net, they get into some problems.
40-15.
Gee, good serving though for Nice to start. He's serving well over the 190 mark.
I actually covered a couple of their early doubles matches, and they were playing something I'm unfamiliar with. They were at 6s and 7s, and they kept digging themselves into a hole, but just finding a way out with a great attitude.
Cain needs Zielinski.
Kubler can't get up with the return, and Madison Zielinski up and running here. I don't know if you were covering their match where they saved the match point against Brikic and Escobar, Wally.
I was. Look, and
How was the smash?
Yeah, look, they just got out of trouble. Even in the first round, they were down 5-love in about 7 minutes. And Hijikata actually, he tweaked his back. And that may have actually saved them, but they were just kind of really struggling they were both playing individually. They were making, overplaying, not making returns, but they just kind of found a way and started to play within themselves a little bit and just make returns and build pressure. I tell you what was interesting in their previous match, they hit the ball that hard that they took Granollers out of it at the net. He was so close to the net, couldn't deal with the pace of it. But tonight, a little different. Heavier conditions might be able to generate that sort of, easy to generate that sort of pace.
There was a similar story against the world #1 pair, and of course of Kulov and Skapski. They demolished 6-3, 6-1 in the quarterfinals. "29 years old. So many injuries.
Well, I spoke to Jason Kubler in Adelaide, and he said for the first time in his life he's felt like he wants to play on the big stage. Even as late as a year or a year and a half ago, he still wasn't sure, and always nervy getting his opportunity in these types of courts, but now he wants it. It's a sign of confidence.
Well, his ranking after Australian Open will be 78 for Jason as well, and that's going to put him in all the tournaments that he needs to just outside some of the Masters 1000s. They're going to go to bigger draws, of course, this year. So he'll be in a nice spot. He's inside the world's top 50 in doubles.
Please.
Could be a lively night.
They won't be lacking energy.
40-15.
Yeah, Jason Kubler has that 4th round of Wimbledon too, which was a mighty good effort, wasn't it? He beat some good players to get through there, and of course there were no points available at Wimbledon, so he would have been ranked a lot higher than the 70s if he had indeed received points for that effort.
Game, Hijikata, Kubler. One game on.
Yeah, went down to Taylor Fritz, of course, but some very nice wins along the way there, particularly against Jack Sock, and also a real tactical masterclass against Dan Evans on the grass at Wimbledon as well. That was never an easy match for him, but he absolutely took him apart.
Yeah, you saw all of that, didn't you?
Fault.
That's a fierce return. And he's loving it. Look at the atmosphere, look at the energy.
Wally, I do not know why the net player would move to his right here when you serve straight to the backhand. The first 4 returns now from Kubler have gone down the line, and you run across to the right. Not sure why. And if you're that close to the net, these returns can get you into trouble.
Yeah, and that's what I was speaking about. You know, they hit the ball that crisply. If they're going to blanket the net, and Fitzy, I think the moving at the net is a lot about sort of intimidation, and almost there's an element of bluff and taking the eye off the ball for the returner. But these guys are just hitting the ball that cleanly.
I think a large element of bluff.
They're just picking their spot and going for it.
I mean, the crowd being on your side is helping you in this situation. I know it can come at times with a little bit of reverse pressure, but the way that the crowd are, it's like party mood.
Yeah. And the crowd knows that they know these are good kids too, and they want them to do well, and they want to support them. It'll be tough. It'll be tough for Jan, I think, and Ugo to settle down in the early stages.
Fault.
Again, there's the pace. It's a lightning fast start here for the Aussies. To the delight of their fans, it's 2-1.
They didn't make a volley in that last game because they were so close.
And so there's a bit of a difference, Fitzy. So I was just going to bring Wally in here because just to get a flavour of Hijikata and Kubler, there's a difference in age of obviously 21 and 29. But Rinky was saying that he actually went to watch Jason play when he was 10 years old, 10 or 11, down at the North Shore Open. So they've had a connection for a long time.
Probably playing with his hero.
The Aussies can't miss. And of course, chemistry is a large part of being out there on the court. I know you don't have to have it all the time, but just the fact that they have had that connection for a long time. Kubler was self-mocking himself a little bit, saying, well, we might be different in ages. He goes, but probably a similar maturity to Rinky. Wow.
That was a rocket forehand, wasn't it? That must have got the outside edge, but that had flames coming off it.
Oh, that is nice.
Nice.
170k, has that got James Blake covered on the fastest ever forehand?
It's close. James still nudges it. That is incredible pace, though, and to keep it in. What a start to this final.
Well, the difference so far is that the Australians have made the volleys. The player at the net has been sharp, he's been quick with his hands and not made the simple mistakes that the opposition has.
Fault.
40-13.
I'll tell you what, this is like a college tennis environment in here right now, and Hijikata is going to love that, representing the University of North Carolina in 2020 and 2021, of course, All-American honours as a sophomore, and he's fired up, and he is not overawed by anything out here. Good junior, of course, was a top tenor in the juniors, was Hijikata. Kubler, of course, former world #1 as a junior as well.
Better point from Zielinski.
15-9.
An interesting Fitzy, that's just an orthodox doubles point where you've got a player serving and volleying, you know, making the first volley as he transitioned, and Zielinski just had a regular net position. They'd almost be advised to play that a few more times, see how it plays out.
Nice is prone, it seems, to serve a lot down the middle here. He stands in close near the tee. That's where the best angle is for him.
He does not have a lot of margin on his serve. He throws the ball well out in front. It's pretty old school serve, comes around the side of it. So first serve's got plenty of heat, but second serve, he is prone to doubles.
Good hands there. So they've found their form a little bit now after 4 games.
30-15.
Well, by playing this...
Fifteen. Zielinski.
Keeping themselves in contention in this opening set.
Hijikata, Kubler lead 3-2.
was his best ever showing at a major. Then he went to the same stage at the Open last year at the New York.
Love.
For these two, it is completely uncharted territory. There is no scar tissue, there is no recent memory, there is just a sense of abandonment and joy.
Yeah, and no fear is there, it seems. Maybe if they serve for the match, there might be some. But they're sharp at the net, and that's going to make the world of difference for them, I think. They both serve pretty well, not massive serves, but
30 love.
They serve pretty darn well and get a lot of first serves into play, and that's good hands at the net, isn't it? Making those areas look very small to return into at the moment.
Let for service.
Hugo there jumping around, trying to maybe put the serve a little bit on edge. He's just trying to find the right place to go, I think, off the return.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be nervous. You have to be. Zielinski and Nice have to be nervous about this. I mean, they'll be thinking at the moment, well, we're not going to get many more better opportunities to win a major than this. And I have to say at the moment, they're getting comprehensively outplayed.
Thank you.
It all change very quickly in men's doubles, of course.
First little hiccup at the net. That ball comes quickly, doesn't it? He's having trouble, isn't he, with the one-hander there?
Big trouble.
Yeah. I mean, if the first serve goes in there, Nice, at the moment, I mean, his forehand's dangerous. We've seen him hit one of the biggest forehands all tournament there earlier, a game ago, or 2 games ago. But when he has to hit the backhand, the one-hander, he's having trouble picking a spot to go to. And of course, Rinky Hijikata there, being very sharp at the net. So
15 love.
Well, they tapped into a bit of a knowledge, didn't they? Because they played the all-Aussie team of Purcell and Thompson in the second round, did Nice and Zielinski. So they kind of have an idea of what will work and what won't work out here.
Love.
Oh, clever. Very composed there.
40 love.
I think to a degree, you know, when you go down a break early in the first set, it sort of releases the pressure valve a little bit. You feel like you've got a lot to gain and not much more to lose by going down a break. So maybe that's helped settle Zielinski a little bit.
Clean hold, but the Australians still hold the advantage with the break in the opening set, 4-3.
Yeah, good point there from Nice. So starting to find their range. And that backhand this time works. He controls it nicely off across court from that first court of his.
Might get that. That's well placed.
Well, that was unusual because Jason Kubler thought he'd put that ball away and he turned his back. He thought he'd hit a winner And Rinky had to remind him, we're still here, mate. We still need to put this ball away.
And you know, while this lob goes up in the air, Jason actually had a look at his coach, Jared Bunt, and had a smile midpoint as well. So he's relaxed.
What a good kid. They both are. Yeah, that serve is tough, isn't it, for Nice to handle? If they stand in close to the tee in the middle and play tee, then it's hard for him to get any muscle on that one-handed backhand.
Down.
Yeah, just wondering whether that was a lead, I think. Certainly wasn't looking at the line calling by any stretch of the imagination. Nice and Zielinski both lost in the opening round last year here at the Australian as well. Nice playing alongside Manarino. Zielinski played with Kubler.
Please.
Fault.
Cain, Hijikata, Kubler.
There's not much subtlety off the returns from Nice and Zielinski at the moment, and they are really struggling to find any kind of rhythm. I don't know whether the conditions here being a little later at night is just something that Nice is struggling with. Is he asking for that racket to get taken to the stringer? It looks as though he is not feeling the ball as well as he would like.
It must feel a bit tight to him, I think. He needs a looser tension. So he's going to serve with a new restring here. Always a little bit nerve-wracking.
Fault.
Well, I think Jan there complaining that someone was clapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to both teams, please try not to make any noise during the point.
And that's fair enough, but you cannot be missing those volleys consistently. You cannot. If you're that close to the net, you've got to make that.
Fault.
Full shot.
Yeah, that all happened pretty quickly there. Kubler's unsure what happened.
15 all.
He was in self-protection mode more than anything else.
Ariana was very efficient there, wasn't she? Called it straight away.
I think it went down into the ground. Is that what she said? Oh, it's a double hit.
Right.
But that was all one swing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was debatable.
Yeah. Because
30.
she explained it as though it went down and came off his racket and then hit the ground. But
it didn't hit the ground.
No.
It comes off his strings. It is sort of like a double hit, but you've got to decide whether that's one swing at the ball. But it happened so fast.
Well, they won't win the point anyway. It was all a bit academic. We're rolling through this.
Cain, Zielinski.
So only one break.
Hijikata, Kubler lead 5 games to 4.
Might be struggling off the ground, but not on serve for pace.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready. Thank you.
As we
Just the camera, Jason.
touched the 30-minute mark, the Australian pairing within touch of this opening set.
This first point here, quite important. Well, Zielinski had a chance there. And in these quick exchanges, these moments are quite important, aren't they? To win these doubles matches, these reflex moments need to be made.
Great serve. Deceptively good serve, Kubler.
Well, for his size, he does serve well. He's sub 6 foot tall. Says he's 5'10". I would wonder about that. Maybe 5'11", but he serves well for his size.
Just hammering that avenue through the middle on the due side, and just harvesting point after point after point.
Well, you wouldn't change. Why would you change and go wide much?
Superb accuracy attached to that particular delivery as well. Triple set point. The fairy tale continues. They are one set away from one of the most improbable stories in recent times. Hijikata, Kubler, 6-4. Hijikata enjoying the atmosphere, and why wouldn't you? It's got a little Davis Cup feel out here. Kubler, of course, part of the Australian Davis Cup team in Hamburg last September. Won both of the matches that he contested. There is the Davis Cup captain. US Open and Wimbledon champion as well, former world #1.
Won a slam doubles title too.
Yes, indeed. Max Mini, US Open.
He did. The Australians looking like they're a bit more dangerous on the returns, aren't they? Good comeback there from Zielinski. They need to get their nose in front in their second set. Imperative for them to do so.
Yeah, the Aussies need to keep the energy going. They need to keep the crowd engaged as well, and keep lifting them in the way that they did right at the start of this match as well. Better move from Nice. His former partner, Roman, did actually have match points against the Bryans in Monte Carlo back in 2018. Bryans were having a sensational season that year. The first 7 events, I think 5 of them they made semi-finals or better, so they weren't coming in there in sluggish form. And those are the points that keep going the Australians' way at the moment. Wasn't the greatest volley from Kubler, to be honest.
No, in retrospect, he should have put that first volley away. And once you let the opponents get the ball back into play, of course, you're back into a 50-50 situation. But clever ground strokes from Hijikata. He made them play. He didn't overhit. Kept the ball low with a bit of dip. His team up, isn't he, Zielinski? To his credit, he knows that they are under the pump and quite vocal at the moment.
How good is that from Hijikata? Hit it harder. I mean, just seeing the ball beautifully. Yeah, low and hard is dangerous if you're that close to the net. absolutely flushed the first one as well. Can they make something happen here?
Good body serve.
Advantage, Zielinski.
So they're trying to change the momentum here. Zielinski and Nice.
Does he go high, heavy kicker for a change-up? I mean, Rinky is just, he's not worried about the pace. He's really enjoying the height of the strike zone. Does he try to take it above shoulder height?
Oh, you called it, Wally.
Yeah.
You absolutely called it, and it annoys me you got that so right.
First game, second set.
Out.
Right now, you just keep serving there all day if you're the
15 love.
Australians. Until Nice makes some inroads on that one-handed backhand return, you wouldn't change that winning game. Yeah, good point there. There's a slight momentum shift, isn't there? You can just feel it a little bit. Not complete yet.
Fault.
He likes to take a cut at that forehand, doesn't he? And it's dangerous. Fairly flat, but pacey.
And we've seen him absolutely nail a couple of those. So Fitzy first and second to the backhand until he starts to beat you with it, surely.
Couillard in the front row on the left there, sitting next to Marius Fristenberg, and just for the first time those two coaches will feel as though their charges are making something happen out here. Cool as you like from Kubler. Zielinski dropping deep.
30-all.
Jared Bunn and Mark Draper there comparing notes. That return needs to be lower.
You love it, don't you? Visceral passion, just absolutely raw emotion out here.
They're going to sleep well for months if they win this.
Yeah, I got a feeling if they win this, they're not going to be sleeping well tonight.
Long way to go, but a good service game to get out of trouble there from Rinky.
One game more.
I get the feeling too that Ugo needs to make a lot of first serves here. His first serve's good if he gets it into play, but the second serve, I'm not so sure that the Australians won't get some opportunities. Clever volley.
15-love.
Good opening serve. They're not allowing Kubler to get a rip at that forehand, and that was a clever volley.
Fault.
He's got easy pace, Hijikata, isn't he? I mean, it's
Good timing.
The ball flies off his racket.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have big swings at all, but you can see the players at the net who are practiced and honed and at this stage are feeling very confident are really struggling to just pick the ball up.
I think that ball, he should have got that on the strings, though. Gee, that was a clever return. Not a bad serve. He's been there twice in a row, and Kubler controlled the racket face there beautifully. That was a talented return.
He didn't lose too much pace on it, did he, as well? Gave that a good nudge back over the net there.
Fault.
Set down 15-30. You don't want to be hitting too many second serves against Hijikata in these situations. Oh, was it going in?
Wally, was that going out?
Yes, it was going out, but he had no choice. It was just a reflex, pretty much at the body. Just took a stab at it, but yep, it was going long.
Yeah, he nails the returns, doesn't he? And just couldn't get his racket. He was thinking about it. He wanted to get that racket out of the way, Jason, there, but it all happened too fast.
Let for service.
I tell you, that let was important.
40-13.
The first serve, when it was a let, it only just went over to give him another shot at the first serve. It made a big difference there. Well served.
Yeah, that was a game that was important for them to take, and they were right on the brink there. But Nice, Zielinski 2-1, second set. Rush towards midnight on Saturday night. Two Aussies looking to try and hoist the trophy above their heads. Set up, 1-2 down in the second.
Let for service.
It was good for the tournament that the women's final was a really, really good, tight affair, almost 2.5 hours. Probably not so great for the two Aussies that it ended up going on as long. But virtually full house here, and of course, many people have decided to leave.
15 love.
But the ones that are here making their voices heard.
Fault.
Hijikata looks like one of those players that's just got so much time on the ball. Just never looks rushed off the return, never looks really rushed. That was a good return. That's a hard-ish volley coming in there.
Yeah, his hand-eye coordination is very good, isn't it? That volley came off the middle.
And he was looking to place it as well. I mean, that wasn't him just sticking it back in the court. He was looking at putting it somewhere.
Fault.
Very impressive.
That's dangerous. That's not where you serve.
30-15.
Well, if it was up to me, I'm not going to that forehand with a second serve like this, if you can help it. The backhand hasn't done any damage at all to the Aussies. I'd keep going there.
Nothing. That was a net skimmer at pace.
I think it's actually the best backhand that Nice has hit all game. It wasn't a return, it was a second shot. But he hit that well, and Hijikata didn't look like missing that. Good hands. You'd be happy with that volley, Wally, wouldn't
Well, that's a tip of the hat to Jared Bunt, because Jared actually used to coach him back in the Sydney Academy all those years ago. Now Kubler's coach. And a quick nod to Ben Pine too at the Sydney Academy. They both had a big input into this young man, Rinky Hijikata.
I hope Piney's watching.
Not the easiest time for the coaches as well.
Yeah.
Trying to develop
Kubler.
performance players is not the most lucrative business out there per hour that you put in for what you gain back. It's definitely advantage the player in those situations. Utmost respect for those coaches.
Yep.
Madison Inglis, Jason Kubler's girlfriend, just on the right of your picture there.
Please.
And she has made the quarters, of course, with Kubler in the mixed. Oh, that was a chance.
It makes a big difference in this circumstance here to win the first point. A huge psychological difference. Just snatching at that forehand. That's his favourite shot. Well, if they get opportunities at second serves, these two young Aussie boys, they're dangerous.
Just loaded beautifully on the outside leg there, didn't he? So he could explode up and catch up to the ball. Some good times.
Well, a tentative forehand volley from Zielinski. And you can understand there's a few nerves building here that he was late on that forehand volley. He didn't accelerate the racket head through.
He didn't want to hit it. He wasn't looking for that. He's serving and hoping for an error at this point.
He needed that, didn't he?
Hijikata thought it was going tee, didn't he?
I think so. I thought he was going tee there. So an excellent change up.
Well, that is definitely the one thing that Nice and Zielinski have is serves that pretty much top out at about 200 Ks consistently.
Well served under pressure.
Zielinski for a second service game in a row. We're under a little bit of pressure there, but they've survived it and they lead 3-2 in the second.
Thank you. Ready for play.
And the coach of Zielinski, Marius Fristenberg, and Marcin Makowski, once again runners up at the US Open.
love.
I think Hijikata's got to be a little bit careful with that second serve of his to the first court. It's starting to fade a little bit into the forehand of Nice. That's the danger zone.
Out.
30 love.
Tell you, Wally would be happy with that serve pitch. Straight at the body. That was his favourite.
But not landing halfway up the box, Fitzy. Very close to the service line.
Yep. He seems a bit lost there, Nice, on that backhand return. He's got to start making a few of those.
It's pretty amazing, actually, for a double specialist who plays on that side, that he's having such a tough time. I mean, the conditions are perfect out here.
Fault.
(40-15). Thank you. Cain, Hijikata, Kubler. New balls, please.
This is where it's advantageous, isn't it? I mean, if you lead by a set, your approach to this moment in the match is very different to the guys that are trailing a set. And a 3-all here, there's no room for error for the French-Polish combination.
They happen to be much more studious, aren't they, in their approach to their service games at the moment. But if they can keep landing this number of first serves in, it's certainly going to simplify things. Got the new balls, 70% first serves going in this set.
Clever volley. He appeared to deliberately take the pace off that forehand volley, opened the face, just dropped it over nicely.
Fault.
Good call from the umpire there. That was it's not always easy to see it in real time. Well, just got world-class returns.
15-all.
Can you remember when Wayne Black, of the famous Black family from Harare, they
similar DNA.
Yeah. He stepped in, and when he first came out of USC and started returning on the Pro Tour, he was incredible. Quick.
30-15.
He was here this summer. It's good to see him coaching.
Hijikata is the trainer for Jan, as we do hit that Cinderella mark, midnight.
Excellent first serving.
40-15.
So while they keep hitting those first serves in, they'll be difficult to break.
Fault.
Cain, Zielinski.
Excellent serving, 50% of the job done.
Nice.
Very well there.
4 games to 3.
And it's 4-3 in the second for Nice and Zielinski. Hijikata, Kubler, inching closer to an Australian Open men's doubles title? Or can Nice Zielinski send us into a deciding set?
Good volley. That's court awareness right there. Good vision from Rinky there, knowing where to actually aim that volley to get maximum benefit. He sees, a bit lucky here, hits the line for Kubler, but that volley pierces the gap because he knew that was the highest percentage play.
Thank you.
Good vision.
40-love.
Some really big names. Jeff Masters, who's been working with us. John Newcombe, of course, as I said, 17 Grand Slam doubles titles.
Cain, Hijikata, Kubler.
What a player John Newcombe was.
Wow. 4 games all.
One of the greats.
Wasn't he one of 2 players to be ranked #1 in singles and doubles at the same time in the modern era?
So who would the other one be?
I think it was Mac, wasn't it? Johnny Mac?
Yeah. Players that have been ranked #1 in both, but not at the same time, as Wally was saying.
15-love.
And you won this, didn't you, back in 1982 with John Alexander?
Oh, you're a funny man. Very funny man. You can still say that it was last century. Well, if they can get the first return back here, they're in prime position. The Australians, their ground strokes are having more effect and looking more dangerous than their opposition here.
I'm not going to leave that insult here. You picked up 7 Grand Slam doubles titles with 3 different players as well, so there was a common denominator there, Fitzy. Oh, yes.
Is this the moment?
These are the scenes. This is what you want to see. Electrifying stuff from the 21-year-old.
15-13.
And Zielinski better hope he's got a first serve in there, because these are the kind of moments when you're this good that you make magic happen.
Well, that literally was the I formation, as we see Ricky just fire the crowd up. The 2 men were one behind the other. Tough to defend a doubles court.
Oh, that's nicely done. Stood his ground.
You know, I'm not sure there that Kubler shouldn't stay back, because the easy put away, if they get one volley to put away, it's easier to do that with a player up on the opposition. So if they stay back, they can defend that first volley better. Something to think about.
It's a big second serve. He located it right in the corner there. Kubler had read it, but it was just hurried onto him. Got it well out in front of him. He's got a lovely contact point. He expected more of the forehand. But these are also pressure-filled moments for the Australians to try and take advantage of these leads that they've had on the return in this second set.
Fault.
Game Zielinski.
But another gritty hold from Zielinski. And there's been many of them in this second set. Puts them within one game of taking this second. And we're already into the 14th. Who is going to win this men's doubles final?
Love.
Fault.
Well, I think Zielinski's starting to read the patterns a little bit there of Rinky's serve. His second serve tends to go down the middle a little bit, and you keep doing that, a swinging forehand is going to hurt you at some stage.
And it would have taken a while. They have never played each other, any of them, at any stage, with different partners.
I think the big problem for Nice and Zielinski, they just haven't been able to win that first point on return.
Yeah.
And it's just, as a doubles team, you know, you guys know you kind of build a little pressure. Love 15, it's just a better feeling. And just that little bit of pressure on the server at that point, but it just hasn't happened.
Wonderful return there, Zielinski.
40-15.
I mean, Rinky probably, while he needs a bit of jump on his second serve at times too, you keep hitting the ball into the zone there, you're going to get burnt at some stage.
Game Hijikata.
I tell you that they serve well for guys that are sub 6 foot taller, don't they?
Yeah, I basically was at that academy when Rinky was 14 or 15, and if you told me then that he would serve at 198, I just wouldn't have believed it. But it's a consequence of the training and the rackets and the poly and getting it right. I mean, that's a big serve for a little guy, and that's Fitzy. That gets back to the reason he doesn't have that big, high, heavy kicker. He tends to slide through it, very direct.
He's accurate though.
Thank you.
And he might develop into one of the world's great returners after seeing what we're seeing here. I think there's some bird droppings here. Well done, young man.
Thanks for that. Thank you.
Okay, 5-all. The business end.
Done well there, Nice. You could see Hijikata coming in, and he made sure he went to the net, not backed off. So he got it above the height of the net, could get a little bit on the volley.
Fault.
Well, good move there from Zielinski. He made Hijikata change direction. He's been burning them across court with that two-hander. Had to change and go down the line. Just mistimed it a fraction.
Well, I think you got your button open. I was looking forward to what you had to say, but...
It's a problem I have. Sorry, Pitch.
Zielinski.
One of the easiest service games they've had in the second set, and a very neat time to have it for Nice and Zielinski. 6-5, second set. The winner of today's match become the 5th unseeded team to win the Australian Open men's doubles title in the Open era. As we keep saying, for both teams, uncharted territory. Teams, incidentally, Edberg Korda back in '96, Pays, Stepanek 2012, Balelli, Fanini, the all-Italian pair in 2015, and of course the Special Ks last year.
Thank
You want
you.
to run into Stefan Edberg and Peter Korda, would you?
Not really.
No.
Fault.
Stefan, one of those players that was close to being #1 in both singles and doubles. He was #1 in doubles when he was #2 in singles.
Out.
He would have won so many more doubles titles if he had have wanted to. But he chose to play more singles. And his old partner came and played with me. That was a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing for Anders as well. Anders Jarrett, of course, and John Fitzgerald, one of the great doubles teams. We wouldn't have had Hijikata and Kubler down in that category at the start of the fortnight, but we've got it now.
You've just got to keep going down the middle on that first court if you're the Australian pair. Somehow the Frenchman's going to have to light it up in the tiebreaker.
Cain, Hijikata, Kubler. 6 games old. Tiebreak.
These are some very, very special moments that we're witnessing out here right now. We may have a lot longer to go, but if the Australian duo are to win it here, what a moment for them. Jason Kubler, who has been out of the game for so long with so many knee injuries, was coaching. The only reason he came back to pro tennis was because he was coaching and felt quite good on the hard courts and felt as though he could give it another go. He is 7 points away from winning an Australian Open title.
There's not much gap there to hit a return into, isn't it? If you hit the first serve deep there, it's a low percentage shot to find the alley, and even to go across court, there's not much room to hit the return in, so the serving is paramount here.
Complicated than it needed to be, but it's got the crowd into it. Edge of the seat stuff.
It was, everyone's heart was in their mouth, and what a great retrieve there from...
Hijikata, Kubler.
from Ugo in the middle of that point. That forehand reflex he made to keep his team in it was exceptional. And it took some really crafty little touch volleys from Kubler to win.
Thank you.
Iconic moments.
Fault.
Great lead from Kubler. Would have been so easy to try and put string on ball there.
Well, now this point is a must-win, I think, for the French-Polish combination. This would be tragic for them to lose 2 in a row here.
Thank you, please. Hijikata.
He did everything right, Jason Kubler. Terrific return of serve. Got the short forehand. Was just a little over-exuberant there. It's fine margins in doubles. There's a long way to the finish line here yet. And he's made a backhand.
4-3.
Well, that's about the first backhand he hasn't been out in front of. He waited for it to come to him and he just fired from the hip. Certainly got that one right.
Yeah, you've got to hand it to him. He's come up with a big moment there.
Please.
Now we've got a ball game.
4-all.
And the Aussies have lost their lead in this tiebreaker. It is 4 apiece.
Thank you.
Can Kubler create something here? Can he? Oh, yes, he can.
Well, he just might have been waiting for that forehand for a lot of years, Jason Kubler. What control.
And what a time to strike. The title is on their racket.
Thank you.
Where do you go, Wally?
Well, he went about a millimetre from the baseline there with that ground shot there, Rinky, but surely just big T.
We thought last year was a fairy tale with Kokkinakis and Kyrgios. We thought Rafa's win was a miracle.
Thank you. Quiet, please.
Melbourne in January is the place for fairy tales. 2 championship points.
What a way to do it. 2-6-4,
extraordinary scenes here in Melbourne. Hijikata and Kubler are the Australian Open champions. A lifetime of hard work. A lifetime of hard knocks, particularly for Jason Kubler. I mean, this is the stuff of boyhood dreams.